Hi, my name is Maria, and I did the Disney College program in fall of 2022 as a lifeguard in Art of Animation. The lifeguard role is a topic that I haven't seen a lot of people talk about on YouTube, so I'm making this video so you can get a little bit more information on what to expect whenever you do figure out that you're a lifeguard and how to prepare.
Hello from the dark, and a couple months later. I'm just here to tell you that there are timestamps in the bottom of this video, so you don't have to listen to me ramble about things you may already know. So if you're on your first week of the program and you just want to know how training is like, you could just skip towards that. You're not gonna hurt my feelings or anything, I promise. Alright, back to the video.
So the Disney College program is a paid internship where you can work in any of the following. So you can work on either of those roles, and at the same time they can give you opportunities such as networking events or just like little parties, get together, so you can meet other people and basically network and try to find your way into the company itself. So if you're really looking forward to work at Disney or stuff, I think the Disney College program is a really good idea. 2002 participants only had a web-based interview whenever they applied for the program. At the end of the web-based interview, they had a question that said if you were interested in the lifeguard position. Before, I really didn't want to do it. I don't know what possessed me into clicking yes, but I did, and I was very happy I did. So after that, I think like an hour later, I got an email saying that I passed the web-based interview. They actually sent me an email scheduling a phone interview for the lifeguard interest role thingy. So I'm not going to tell you really a lot of the questions. Most of them you can actually look up online. Basic things like, can you work in the Florida weather for an extended amount of time? They tell you what exactly you need to do for the lifeguard test, depending on if you're shallow water or deep water. Shallow water is just normal pool levels that you see in the resorts, and then deep water would be any of the water parks, so Blizzard Beach or the other one. I forgot the other one. So yay! You found out! You're going to be a lifeguard. A shallow water lifeguard? Wow, that's amazing. However, you do have to pay. That's the only thing that I found really weird about the program itself, because it is an internship. You pay for the program. I did it anyways because, you know, I have my reasons. The program fee was about like $200-ish. So in total, I had to pay upfront $400 and something. However, that was non-refundable either. So if I did want to cancel, I wouldn't be getting that money back. I feel like that's something that you really have to be hopeful for, that you get a really good apartment and role, and just pray that things will go into your favor. When I saw that I got Art of Animation, I actually was really happy. I've never been into that resort, and it just looked really cool. Let's see what that's about. Art of Animation has the biggest pool in Disney property. Amazing. So not stress inducing at all. That's a big pool. Oh no. Boom, you're moved in. That's amazing. You do the normal Disney College program things, traditions, whatnot. I'm not going to talk about that too much because I'm pretty sure there are other videos. This is more of lifeguards. So I had one day that I toured around the resort. I think it was Art of Animation only. In one of the tours that I had, we actually had a mini break to get our costumes. I didn't know that I could come back and like get more costumes. I just got a lot. I got them all.
Hey, I haven't used this. There is a hole in it. I did not see it.
Weirdly enough, the next day I had my first shift as a pool monitor, which I didn't know what it was. Even being there in the meeting for the first time, I still didn't know what I was doing. Luckily, there was a wonderful girl that I bonded with. She was also a pool monitor, and she showed me around. That night, we actually helped a guest that was at Pop Century through Art of Animation. Art of Animation and Pop Century are basically sister resorts. They are mirrored to each other, even though they're built at different times, and they're connected by a bridge. So I mostly worked at Art of Animation, but I hopped between those 2 resorts. And I also could have worked at other pools in the Skyliner region. All the resorts in the Skyliner region are Art of Animation, Pop Century, Caribbean Beach Resort, and Riviera. After my pool monitor shift, the next day I actually had a full tour of all 4 of those resorts. It was very interesting. I got to meet some of the leaders. I actually made more friends that day, so it was really fun. We got to ride the Skyliner on each and every single one of the resorts. Lifeguard training. Ooh. You got all the tours, you got your pool monitor shift, you got a little bit of experience. Now it's the real thing. So the first day, you get to meet the Ellis Company, which is the lifeguard certification company that works with Disney in order to certify their lifeguard. We got to watch a few videos, a few presentations, and then after that, we actually went outside and had a couple of tests. I think the first one was a hearing test where they blew 3 whistles and you have to like raise your hand, see if you heard them. The vision test, which you can be a lifeguard with glasses. Please wear contacts. It's just easier whenever you put in your sunglasses and take them off. I don't know how many times I had my glasses on top of sunglasses. Guests would just look at me like, what? I just had to look silly for a couple of days. So it was the hearing test, the visual test, and then the swimming test. The swimming test really depended on if you were shallow water or deep water. I also heard that you had to tread the water with your hands above the water for like 2 minutes. But I don't know why the group that was testing the deep water people in our group, they didn't do it. So after the test, we actually went back to the big room and they had a bunch of CPR dummies for us and our own little lifeguard bags. Let me go get, hold on. So this is the bag that they give you. Some of them actually have like lifeguard up in the front, but this is the one that Alice gave me. There's 2 little loops in the top for 2 towels, and that's actually required for you to have at least 1 mass towel. There are mass towels in the resorts. Fanny pack tour. Lifeguard fanny pack tour. So the first thing that they give you is an easy seal. They basically teach you how this works. Specifically, it's just so you don't have direct contact with the person that you are giving CPR to. They also give you a one-way valve. Okay, that goes on top of this. And they also give you your very own whistle. That is very important. So in the front pocket, you don't really find anything. I just put my gloves in there because it's really easy access. There's also a zipper in the back where I used to put all the information for all the other recreational activities. So for day 2, it was basically divided into CPR indoors and then half of it was outside. They do show you a little bit more videos, very heavy videos, so be prepared for that. They basically teach you about what a visual awareness test is, or a VAT, the stages of drowning. They also teach you what your 1020 is. They do give you like a review sheet, so you get to like answer a few questions and basically study for the test. There's also a lot of CPR. A lot of CPR. They would scream at you that their baby is choking and then you have to go help them. You also get to know the different types of whistles. Medical things, what is in the trauma bag, what to do if there's a heart attack, if there's an unconscious person in the water. It sounds like a lot. It is very important that you learn them, just in case. Everyone's just going to help you. You are never alone. There are protocols in place just for that. You just have to know the basics. That's all. The responsibility is not all on you. However, you are the first one to shout it out if you do see it. The other half of day 2 is basically just in the water, learning how to use a backboard, how to properly help somebody in the water, how to use the lifeguard tubes, rules of the lifeguard tubes. Fun fact, you are expected to jump in with everything if you have jacket, pants, shoes. That's why you do not have your phone with you, obviously. Day 3. So day 3 is testing day. The first thing that we did was actually get into the water and do the group audit test. Monitor if there was anyone drowning, what to do in certain situations. My group had a spinal, so we had to take the person out, we switched it for a dummy, and then we started CPR. Yeah, just CPR, and we used the machine, and it was great. So then after that, I think it was lunchtime. So after that, we had the written test. Easy peasy. I had one wrong answer. One wrong answer, I think, out of 30 questions. Really easy, awesome to memorize, really cool. So after that, it was a CPR test. I luckily did it with a friend that I made there, but they did give us different scenarios. We did it, we passed, it was great. And then after that, we all went into the room, they did a little speech, and we were certified Disney lifeguards. So yeah, all these 3 days, we had to be there at 8 o'clock, and I think we ended the day at like 5 o'clock. It was a lot, but it was worth it. IST knees. Speaking of IST, once you get the certification, you actually have to do IST, which is in-service training, 4 hours in a month. So in total, 2 classes. And it's basically just a recap of what you learned in lifeguard training, basically, just to make sure you get a refresh of all that information. That way you don't really forget. And it's really fun because your lifeguard coworkers are there pretending to drown and you're just saving them, and it's really fun. So after that, you actually get on-the-job training for 3 days. It differs, but for me, in Art of Animation, I had 1 day in Art of Animation learning all the pools, all their names, all their EAPs, their sections, their zones. We actually did a little bit of testing with VATS. He placed VATS on the water. The first day I did that for Art of Animation. The second day I think I did it for Pop Century. Third day, it was actually my Kappa day. So it was testing day. I went through all of the pools throughout Art of Animation and Pop Century, every single stand, and they tested me on a few of them. Not gonna lie, I was very, very nervous. I was very nervous. Shout out to Edwin, Hunter, and Haley. Best trainers ever. One of them was an AM, one of them was a PM. That way I got to see how VATS looked like in the daytime and nighttime, because Ellis can audit you at any moment. Once you're signed off, you're a lifeguard there. It is okay if you jump on your first day. I jumped on my first day for a girl that was just flapping her arms. She didn't need any help. She didn't need any help. And I got used to it pretty quickly. I think in a month, I was already pro. One thing that they don't really teach you that I think they should are radio codes. In my first week, there was a lot of weather closure, so I really didn't know what the codes in the radio meant. They do give you like a little card with all the codes in it and what they mean. So a typical day for me, the basic structure of it was basically that I mostly had PM days, so I would come in at like 3 o'clock or 3:30 and then close the pool. I would bump off the AM lifeguards and just go. We get to change stands every 45 minutes or so to keep alertness. And then, depending on the rotation that I was in, I would get dinner. It's 30 minutes. It's really little, but it is what it is. Throughout the 5 months that I worked there, I had so many scenarios happen. I worked in the blazing hot weather. I worked at the most cold weather I've ever worked in my life, which in Florida? What?
It's very cold. It was like 42 degrees out there.
There was a time where we were constantly getting rained on and we had to close the pools because there was lightning in the area.
Ian's just mad he got custodial.
Thanksgiving was one of the most like stressful weeks. Once you get into the zone, basically, you got it. So what have we learned? Overall, I really did enjoy my time as a lifeguard. It was very stressful, but it was worth it at the end. I made so many good friends, so many connections. You do have to work on how to budget though. That's very important. Don't take things for granted. If you see an opportunity, go take it. Not saying that it will not present to you itself again, but you're tired. Okay, but but also like take mental breaks for yourself. That's very important. Would I be a lifeguard again? If that's something that I would really want to do and it's something that it's in my career path, then yeah, but I study music business. No. It was a really enjoyable experience. I loved it. Coming from a competitive swimming background, it was really interesting to do it for those 5 months. Okay, if there was like no other option for like attractions or merchandise in Galaxy's Edge or Hollywood Studios, then I'd be a lifeguard again. So that's it. I hope this gave you a sense of what it really is to be a lifeguard in the Disney College program, and I hope this made you feel prepared for what you're about to go through. Don't have any expectations, just go with the flow and just try to have a good time every day, and I promise you'll have an amazing time. It's gonna be great. Friendly reminder, I am not a Disney College program channel. However, I do have other videos of my time at the program, so if you want to see them, go ahead and click on my channel, find the folder, do whatever, and you can find more. If you have any questions or concerns, please comment. I will happily reply with the best I know. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a really awesome day. Bye.
I like it. Smack it.